Hi everybody, this is Denise. I am the VP of Business Development at BPI. I have not been on Facebook Live in a while now and I have missed all you guys. I am coming to you during Autism Acceptance and Understanding Month, and I wanted to spend a little time today talking about what that means and why at BPI we have chosen to go that route as opposed to the more commonly known Autism Awareness Month for the month of April. So I have a child with autism. He is 12. His name is Rocky, and he's awesome. And I can tell you that at BPI I think we have 12 autism parents on staff. And I think that coupled with us all making sure we learn from the neurodiversity movement and the autistic self-advocates, you couple those two things together, and autism awareness is great, but I think we're all aware. I'm definitely aware. All of us autism parents are aware, and I don't want to discount what Autism Speaks does, because they've done a great job making people aware of autism. And at this point now, it's time that we accept, we understand. There are so many individuals with autism in the world, all different, all over the spectrum of autism, and they're a part of our communities, and we need to learn and understand them just as much as we expect them to learn and understand from our world. So I wanted to take a little bit of a step back and think about my own personal journey to acceptance and understanding, because it didn't happen overnight, and I'm going to talk about some things that might be a little bit controversial, but I want to be really open and raw with you guys. So when my son was first diagnosed, even before he was officially diagnosed, he was very young. He was 1.5 years old, and I was not okay with him having autism. I was very sad. I did have to go through a period of mourning, and I know that is not, I guess, celebrated by autistic adults, that parents go through this mourning period, but it's not mourning as in death, it's mourning as in a drastic change of expectations. You have a child and you have all of these expectations that you think they're going to have in their life, and they're going to play sports, and they're going to do this, and they're going to get married and have children. You just have it's just a natural human instinct to think of the baby that you have and what they're going to grow up to be. And to hear a word that, a doctor telling you that your child has a developmental disability is, even if you're expecting it for a bit of time, it's hard to reconcile that, and it takes time to accept it. It takes time to understand it, and it takes time to move on from that. So there is a mourning period in terms of changing your expectations. So I will tell you, I know everybody copes with things differently. I went into full-on attack mode. I was going to fix him. I had read a journal article about how some children with intensive intervention by kindergarten, they were indistinguishable from their peers, which I know is another hot topic button with the neurodiverse community. But I want to be honest with you guys. That was something I was gonna fix him. I was gonna get him all the therapy. I was gonna change our diet. I was gonna change all the chemicals in our house and get him to where he needed to be, I guess, what I would consider fitting with my expectations of my child. And that's okay, because that's where I was. I'm human, and I think that's where a lot of parents start. So I wanted to be very open and honest with you guys. I loved my child dearly. It's not that I didn't love him and I didn't accept him, but I didn't almost know any different than just my expectations of having a typical child that could talk to me and act in the way that I kind of pictured him being. So I wasn't accepting and understanding at first. I did love him, and I still love him dearly, but it has changed over time. So luckily, and I'm so happy that my son has done so well. He did get a lot of therapy. We did a lot of lifestyle changes to keep our environment clean and keep his environment clean. And I think all of those things together did contribute to him making a lot of progress. And I'm glad that I did those things, but I always think back on myself and our family and how much easier it would have been if I had come to an accepting and understanding stage sooner. But everyone's on their own timeline. So moms, if you are just diagnosed, don't feel bad for how you're feeling. Just acknowledge how you're feeling and take it from there. It's going to be one day at a time. Some of you it's going to be years. Some of you may never accept your child's diagnosis, and that it's just is what it is. But that doesn't mean that we can't help them learn and grow and participate in their world. So I was just thinking about how far I have come as my son has grown up and he gains more skills. I'm lucky that he is verbal and he's able to talk to me. But at the same time, he is also a very big stimmer, and he has a lot of quirks. So he definitely has, self-stimulatory behaviors in terms of movements. And right now he has a lot of sounds going on, a lot of tics. I'm not sure if they're stims. I think they're tics, but I'm sure us autism parents could talk about tics and stims all day long. But he's making a lot of sounds. And, I caught myself the other day going to him like, Rocky, you're making a lot of sounds today. And I just wanted to talk to him about it. I said, does it bother you that you're making all those sounds? And he said, no. And I said, does your brain feel busy? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, I just make the sounds. They just happen. And I asked him, I said, are you happy? Are you worried about making these sounds in front of other people? Does it bother you? And he said, no, I'm happy. And he's such a happy kid. And right then and there, I was like, all right, well, who am I to care so much that he's walking around, making little snorts and grunts? If he doesn't care and he is happy and it's really not preventing him from enjoying his life, then go for it. I don't know, walk around and make little sounds. But the day he comes to me and says, Mom, it's bothering me, I'm disrupting my friends or whatnot, I'm definitely going to help him with those behaviors if he wants that. And I think that's the big shift in my mindset, is coming from wanting to change him to what I thought was, what I picture typical behavior to be, to just accepting that his behavior might be different. It doesn't mean it's wrong. So or in a way it shouldn't be. So I think that's where the accepting and understanding has come for us as a family. We embrace his quirks now. It's, he's a happy, joyful, quirky kid, and he's definitely a happy kid. So I think that's where autism awareness is. I think the world is aware. And getting people to really understand individuals with autism. And a big part of our initiatives at BPI too is getting our therapists to understand autism and understand that we don't necessarily want to change them as individuals. We want to give them communication tools and self-help tools and life tools so they can be happy and successful and participate in their world, but not necessarily changing their quirks or their stims or anything that's not bothering them or interfering with them being able to participate in their life. So I kind of rambled on a little bit. I'd love to hear from you guys on what you think about this topic. I know some of these subjects are touchy, but all of us, whether you're doing therapies or not therapies, or you love ABA or you hate ABA, it's all okay, and we need to understand each other, both sides of the fence. So that's my 2 cents for today. I'm going to stop rambling, but I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you're interested in more, we've got fun stuff coming up all month for Autism Acceptance and Understanding Month. And we have a great calendar of events, and stay tuned for more information. Bye guys.